bum, bum. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the Wrestling for Life Network as we bring you your AEW WrestleDream previews and predictions tonight. We got lots to talk about, lots to get into. We're going to break down the card and let you know what we think is going to happen at AEW WrestleDream this weekend. We will be live, but make sure you get in that chat. Who do you think is going to win? Are you excited for the show? Let us know. Don't be quiet. Don't be shy. And strap in, strap on, grab your snacks, grab your feel good. Let's go. Ding, ding, ding. We're live and back at it again, folks. Like I said, we are back at it again. Looking forward to this one as we break down AEW WrestleDream that takes place this Saturday. We will be live at 7 p.m., folks. Make sure you click that little bell so you don't miss out. But we got a lot to talk about, lots to break down, lots of matches, and a whole lot of fun to have here tonight. Make sure you blow up that chat. Let us know what's on your wrestling mind. Let us know who you think's going to win, who's going to lose, what's going to happen, and all that fun stuff. But as I said, me and that pretty face got you for the next little while. And if you don't know who we are, well, I am Mr. Everynight KJ White, the Iron Man of YouTube, and that is Big Nick.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, the Wrestling for Life Network proudly brings to you its tag stream champions of the world, the Every Night Delight KJ White. I am Big Nick, and I know we talked about this briefly before we went live, but we got to address a guy who definitely will not be there at WrestleDream through unforeseen circumstances. He's woken up in a nightmare, you might say.
Listen, for those who don't know, Andrade showed up 2 weeks ago on Dynamite, beat up Kenny Omega, and then went missing. And there was reports that he was already booked for a show in Puerto Rico. People were wondering, where is he? Where is he? Where is he? Story came out today, unverified at this point, but a couple reliable sources, I will say, have since confirmed maybe. Speculation is Andrade was still under a 90-day, and he broke that 90-day to appear on AEW television. They received a cease and desist, and they were supposed to stop. That's why we haven't seen Andrade. Andrade had to step away, and now the reports are, Nick, that due to the non-compete, that potentially he could be held for up to a year. So this is very interesting, and there's so much to kind of unpack. So before we get into the main card, the main show, and all that fun stuff, definitely want to touch on this. It's blowing up the internet right now, and there are a collection of people that I would love to tell to simply shut up. Either educate yourself, learn more, get your fucking head screwed on properly, figure your life out. But so the rage baiting and the whining and the crying, the same people that said he was shit and garbage when he left AEW are free Andrade. Fuck the Fed. What are we doing? What are we doing, Nick?
Well, there's a lot of people that I'm very surprised had all of these contract degrees and everything, were contract lawyers just secretly hiding behind the scenes and everything, that were so knowledgeable on it. To me, it's a very odd and very weird situation, because it's all with cause as to why he was fired, of because of the policy violations and everything, might now lead to where he's out for a whole year. This just seems such a messy situation. And I don't know if WWE, it feels kind of like WWE decided to kind of put that back on the books after he showed up in AEW, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, maybe. But here's the also thing. You are a company. You're a big company. You're a billionaire. And you were so giddy, so excited to kind of stick one to the man that you grabbed Andrade. And even with the past history you've had with him, you threw him right on TV without doing your due diligence. Again, all of this is speculation, because I'm not even positive that his 90-day non-compete would actually matter. But what they're saying now is, or what's being reported is, because he was fired and because he broke the policy, like he broke the company policy, they let him go for failing the wellness program.
Yeah, and so they let him go with cause, and that's where it gets the murky thing of, does that mean he has a 90-day no compete, or he doesn't have a 90-day no compete?
Now, again, none of this has really been verified by anybody of substance,
No.
right? It's the internet sleuths. I'm real quick, because we don't want to spend all night on this, but real quick, people need to step back and understand. I saw the bleed, the Fed. Oh my God, the Fed keeping someone for a year. What about Phoenix? What about Penta? Take your heads and slowly remove them from your assholes. I know it's hard once you get them stuck in there, but you got to understand how the real world works, people. And this is a great example, Nick. Those clauses are put in contracts for guys like Andrade. Why did Andrade, or how did Andrade leave AEW in the first place? Well, they told him not to punch an employee, and he did it because he didn't want to be there. And if Tony had it in his failsafe that if you behave poorly to get out of a contract, we can hold you to said contract. What happened with Phoenix? Not the same. What happened with Penta? Not the same. What Andrade did here was he got his ass fired because he couldn't keep his shit together. And if the company owns him for a year because he couldn't pass a test, well, then that's on him. And all these bleeding hearts out there, the world doesn't work like that. You enter into an agreement, you uphold your end of the agreement. If you don't, tough shit. But, oh, let Andrade go. Suck a fucking egg. What are you talking about?
Well, there's still the whole situation to where the no compete clause is still about to, I would say, essentially get reversed across the board and everything like that, of universally. Now it's just kind of being debated, and I think a Texas court that's really hanging it up, from going across the board nationally, at least in the U.S., of the no compete clause.
You're trying to get rid of it altogether?
That's what's been already kind of thrown out there.
Even in run-of-the-mill jobs, you sign non-competes. I've signed a non-compete because if I work for one company, they don't want me walking across the street to their competitor. And
is that a thing?
Well,
yes. No, you just touched on a real thing. No, hold on. Hear me out real quick. I was agreeing with you. I'm sure you probably have done that. There's not a lot of people, I think, especially that are on Twitter and are wrestling fans, that have ever dealt with a contract that you sign that says no compete. Yes.
And that's a very big thing, especially, for those who really don't know, and this really isn't about me, but, I have a marketing background, I have a sales background. If you go work for a company at a high level, which I have, you sign contracts. So I can't just work for somebody for a couple years and then get pissed off and go to their competitor. I can't work in the industry for 6 months. Sometimes it's more than that. Sometimes it's 8. Sometimes it's 3 months. It depends on your contract, your agreement. It's common practice, not just in wrestling, across the board. So people, I get it. They're running to the internet. And I know the young folk out there especially have this idea in their head of just, the world's all about feelings. And if I feel I should be able to leave, then I should be able. That's not how the business works. That's not how life works. If Andrade was paid good money, and all he had to do was pass the wellness test, then fine. It wasn't bad creative. We can argue about his booking, whatever. That doesn't matter. They let him go. They moved on because he wasn't keeping up his end of the deal. Allegedly. Now, we all got to remind, I got to say to everybody, allegedly. All of this is, alleged. We don't know that the WWE did the 90 days. We don't know. Again, when the source is Meltzer, you get a little uneasy. But if somebody would know about AEW getting a non cease and desist, it would be Meltzer, right? Like Tony would be, guess what happened?
Other people like PW Insider, and I think maybe even Sports Illustrated might have ran something with it too. Those are people that are going to look into it, but still. Yes. Now, shout out Nick and everybody saying, I love the KJ rants. I think it was, MDB. Talk to him, KJ.
Listen, I just want to set the record straight because I've been getting annoyed all day just watching these amateur lawyers come out and these bleeding hearts of, you should be able to do whatever you want to do. You got to remember, this guy literally punched somebody in the face to get out of AEW and sat at home for months.
Does it not, though, kind of feel like WWE's invoking it after the fact. Now, granted, it's kind of hard to make sure you invoke a 90-day no compete until someone crosses it,
Yes.
but it does kind of just feel such out the blue because he also showed up in a Mexico show and mum was the word on that one.
Right. Now, again, now that might be a little more pick our bottles, and we'd rather pick this fight than the other fight.
Is it only a 90-day no compete within the US? So if Tony runs a Canadian show, he can have Andrade on the card
with it. Maybe we got to check those rules. And again, I don't pretend to be a lawyer. I can only give you my experience, but it's just all these people that just out there like this whole free Andrade are the same people that I'm sure if you thumb through their post history, you'll find like fuck Andrade, he sucks anyway. We don't care. Now he goes back over and they're like, oh, he's the best thing ever. They're preventing Kenny. They're so afraid of Kenny versus Andrade. What will they ever do?
Is he the first person in history to be with both major promotions, like double time?
Yes. He was the first one to ping pong.
Yeah, volley for serve, WWE, the ball's in your court.
And again, listen, I don't think any wrestler, I saw some asshole out there post like, this is a bad time to be anti-wrestler. This isn't about anti-wrestler. This is about holding your own. If it is a case of somebody got injured and you're holding him against his contract, but you don't plan to use him, I'll be the first one here beating the drum of let him go. I don't give a fuck what company they're in. If they're in WWE and, you know, you're not booking them, but you're just holding them to be spiteful, then let him go. If you're in AEW and like Phoenix, broke his leg, broke his arm on behalf of you, and then you're going to hold those dates against them, well, that's shitty on your part. But if you're going to defend one, you got to have the same energy across the board. And that's my biggest pet peeve is the constant goalposts moving by these moronic people. And I'm trying to be nice about it. I don't know how well I'm doing, but my God, it is so frustrating. You're just going to do this. You're going to hold. I can't believe like he must have legal act. No. If it's in his contract, the lawyers are going to battle it out. And they'll probably let him go. They'll probably cut him loose. They'll probably ding him some money. But this idea that, oh, well, Andrade, like, it's disgusting. They're trying to hold him for a year. It's not just a guy that moved on or one of the people they've released, and they're saying, no, we're going to hold you for a year. No, this is a guy that violated their policy and was released with cause. Therefore, yes, we have the right to hold you for a year because you didn't hold up your end of the deal with us.
Is it still one of those things, and maybe this is the comparable of where people make that bridge to the Ray Fenix and everything of that you're not going to use him anyways. It's not like you're going to turn around and try and re-sign him or bring him back or anything. So now you're just kind of being a dick to be a dick.
Yeah, I mean, I can go there with you. And I understand.
I think that's where some people, that's where the bridge, that's if you're going to make connective tissue with this, that's where you could find it.
And granted, and I understand that. Now, is there a level of pettiness to it? Probably a little. I'll give you that.
A lot.
But imagine you pay. No, but it's business, man. Imagine you paid someone to build an extension on your house. And 6 months later, they hadn't completed that, but they want to go and work on your neighbor's house. Yeah, you're going to throw a shit fit and maybe be a little petty about them over there building a deck for your neighbor when you got a fucking hole in the side of your building.
But do I never, well, yeah, because I guess I could see your point there too, because I never use that contractor again. But
yeah, fuck that guy. So again, and you know what the argument could be? We had plans for Andrade. We were using Andrade sporadically. We were using him and stuff, but then he started failing wellness tests. So we couldn't use him. So again, it's this. This might be a legal battle that has to work out. I just advise fans out there, like, before you try and weaponize every little bit of news, at least try and sound somewhat intelligent when you do it. Again, we don't know everything here. And a lot of times when we don't know, we'll tell you we don't know. But this idea that somehow you can just do whatever you want, whenever you want, because that's what my mommy and daddy let me do. We got a timeout if we were bad. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. Maybe I'm just old man yelling at porch. But if I signed you to do a job for 3 years and you couldn't pull off a year and a half of it, why the fuck should I let you go work somewhere else? Fuck you. Go home.
Fair enough. Well, you might be old man yelling at cloud, and we got all the clouds in our background. Right. You're literally yelling at clouds, folks. But so yeah, maybe we'll pivot to
Yeah,
WrestleDream
let's
because
get back to
again we can
WrestleDream, the
go
fun stuff.
we'll go on to the happy side of this because we could go for hours, I think, at that point with that.
Yes, and good on you because that was a 15-minute solid clip outable. So go check that out. WrestleDream is on Saturday. We will be here live. We will be here live at 7 p.m. There is 2 pre-shows. We're going to be watching the one with wrestling. There's 4 shows on the pre-show. We're not going to dive too far into them. The only thing I'm going to say is shout out to Dax Hardwood. I have to acknowledge this, Nick, real quick.
Go
I
for it.
had a little rant about Dax last night, and I tagged him in it, and he literally answered of like, "I'm trying, brother." So I actually kind of felt bad, like man's knows his booking shit. Like that's what it felt like. He acknowledged of like, "We're trying, man." He just
Well,
put
that
us
was
on
the
the
first
show.
one, and then I guess he might have said the quiet part out loud, and then had to turn around and redo the tweet. Not only either edited the tweet or sat there and retweeted it again
Retweeted it.
with "act like I retired in 23 after
It
Wembley."
feels like y'all retired in 2023.
Well,
I'm
and
sorry.
someone even said, pretty much that exact sentiment, or "I wish you did." Actually,
Yeah.
I think there was their more aggressive sentiment, and he said, "Me too." Which I mean, if he's taking the piss, good on him.
Yeah, no, I think he's
I mean,
definitely
Dak's got a
taking
sense of humor and some thicker skin. But if he's really upset, because I mean, top guys at the top of the pre-show when I'm looking at Wikipedia, my guy. I don't know if that's how the mighty have fallen since
Oh.
2023. That's probably the last time FTR was great.
I'm a fan. I've been a fan. I said it in my piece last night, but I don't like what's happened. And I feel like Dax is holding on to past glory. And I think they have more to offer. I do. Why are they on the pre-show? Why is your tag team division null and void? Why does Jungle Express come out of left field and they're right back in Young Bucks, Jungle Express? But that's neither here nor there. They're on the pre-show. There's 4 pre-show matches. We're not going to dive into the pre-show, Nick. We'll pass that. Anything on the pre-show that jump out? Like, I mean, another 8-man.
FTR on the pre-show. Well, first, should we say hi to anyone in the chat?
Yeah, let's say hello to the chat. Spaz, Simone, and MDB were top 3 last night, and I kept the accent above the E for Monet. But Zach's here, Randy's here, Chambers is here, Elimination Chambers. I know I saw my old buddy kicking around somewhere. Ken, Jose, welcome back, Jose. OG Dale's in the house, MDB. Bradley, welcome back, sir. Anthony, Trey, dun, dun, dun. All the names. We appreciate it. Boston back in the house, just trying to get somebody to antagonize somebody.
Yeah, just trying to provoke. I like this. 10 pounds Monet.
We got to know that you mean it, bro. WWE sucks, greedy company. Okay. Okay, Robert. Robert OG, been around forever on this channel. In and out. But again, saying WWE sucks and they're greedy, I don't know what that means. I don't know how that's an insult. Like, they're greedy. What do you mean? They're good at making money? I mean, my drug dealer down the road's greedy, but I mean, we're all trying to
again, though, it's like we're not going to circle back to this fully, but again, it's the pettiness that's so obvious that kind of just has that.
It's not pettiness. You were paid to do a job. You fucked it up, and Tony and his team.
But you're not going to use him, so who cares?
They were using him. He failed wellness tests. He did not compete. He did not live up.
Right, so you told him to fuck off, and you're not going to use him anymore. You're not going to sign him anymore.
And Tony and their team should have done their due diligence. If it is true that he is still under 90 days, that's on Tony and his team. But again, Tony was so excited to hotshot, they might not have checked the paperwork.
If this goes to an actual legal proceeding, I pray and rue the day if Tony actually gets, they rule against the 90 days with this, Twitter will shut down from sickos just opining about that.
We'll see. And Robert, you're completely incorrect. He fought Sammy Guevara. He was told if he touched Sammy again, he'd be sent home. So he did. He smacked Sammy again, and they sent him home until they cut him loose. So that's what happened. That's what those clauses protect, is if you hire somebody and they don't want to work there, this protects you from people who try and find back doors out, like smacking a fellow employee. You don't get rewarded for behaving poorly. You don't get rewarded for failing wellness tests. Oh, you failed all these tests and you're not going to live up to your end of the deal? So just go on and work for the competitor. Fuck that shit. You didn't do what you were supposed to do.
And this is why we don't have wellness tests, because I wouldn't be here.
I'm unwell.
I'm not crazy. I'm just a little unwell.
Look, no free. There you go. Dale's with me. This is the most anyone has talked about Andrade. I know. This is how Andrade became important, because nobody gave a fuck about Andrade.
He was good with Carmelo, and then they moved Carmelo with Miz, and Andrade went away. That must have been the time, or then even then they had him with Phoenix.
Yeah, I mean, Andrade and Phoenix were a thing, and the rumor was they were planning on giving them the world titles. They were going to be tag team champions. But motherfucker,
that must have been when the wellness tests happened. Now it's either he failed them or didn't take them, right. And it must have been something, because the vitamins is okay, and all due respect, right? Brock Lesnar, Randy Orton, AJ Styles, I think they're not testing for some other things.
Well, so I mean, again, I don't think they can be picky and choosy. They got to follow a standard,
right? But, so it might be birds of a feather, sniff things together. Yeah. Why he instantly hopped back over to AEW.
I guess, but I mean, at the end of the day, I mean, listen, if the 90 days is in place, and this is the last thing we'll say before we get into it, but if the 90 days is there and in place, Nick, it's on Tony Khan and his team to catch that. They can't be so amateur that they just throw.
It would be the same if Brock Lesnar returned, and then the next day, big news broke of Brock Lesnar now indicted into this and that, with the whole thing with Vince and everything like that, where everyone tee-heed and question and everything about, Brock had to be cleared by legal.
Mm-hmm. What would people say if Will Ospreay showed up on SmackDown tomorrow? Unannounced. Oh, wait a minute. He's under contract. Right, though. Yeah. Holy shit.
You're right. I was going to say, you want the actual response. That's the actual response.
Right. But then again, that's where you get into this whole circular argument. But again, if someone from AEW just showed up on WWE programming and was still under contract, 100% that contract's getting yanked. 100%. Don't act like Tony wouldn't do the same thing the Fed's doing. Just Tony's dumber. They wouldn't do it. Their legal team in the Fed would have went through all of it and would have known. Sorry, Mr. Ospreay, you can't be here today. You're currently under contract to your former employer. That's what a professional company does. And if this is the case, either way, it doesn't look good for Tony, because you threw him out to beat him up with, like, you literally threw him at Kenny. Now you lose that whole Kenny Andrade thing in this mess.
We're going to get Mark Davis versus Kenny Omega.
The ass of wrestling.
Well, you've got the Don Callis, the Who World Order, because it's always who's in there. It feels like Tony was doing his best or worst Eric Bischoff of trying to like sneak in Lex Luger or Rick Rude or something. And so is Tony's legal team just Lionel Hutz?
Right. Yeah, exactly. Like, who is it? Is it still MAGA? Is the lady who spends more time with the boys in the locker room than actually in the locker room? Allegedly, I heard rumors, folks. I can't confirm or deny. But is she still around? Last I heard, they had to move her over to the Jaguars. I almost said Panthers. Jaguars, to keep her away from the wrestlers. But maybe the football players are pumped about it. I don't know. But
I heard she was a big cheerleader for the Cucamonga Cougars.
Right. When your disciplinary board is Daniel Bryan, I mean, there's issues. There's things that got to be worked out systematically.
Right. Well, we're going to work through this show systematically.
He wanted to leave, so he failed drug tests to get out. Get the fuck out of here, Robert. That's a level of silliness that I'm going to take steroids or take
you know what I've always wanted to do, to get really high before I take a drug test for a job.
All right, Zach, welcome back. Safid, everyone out there. Canadian Nick, British Nick. I saw both Nicks, this Nick, all the Nicks are here. All we need is little Phil. I was yelling, he has a non-compete the whole time. Again, I don't know what the right answer is. The difference between, I think, us and a lot of people out there is they're running on, they know, and they're raged about it, but they don't have a fucking clue. Educate yourself.
Right. Well, speaking who should be raging is FTR again on this pre-show right now.
Yes, but to get to the main card, folks, we're going to kind of go these in order of importance, I think. Free Andrade. It's so funny. What Lady B say real quick? 13 so far. I miss Lady B. Lady B, shout out.
Which one? Well, are the Jaguars Canadian football?
Yeah, almost.
Ho.
Almost. I put money on the Argos over the Jags. Let's go.
Hey, the Jags have been halfway decent.
Yeah, they have. Is SmackDown live tomorrow? Yes, it's back at its regular time tomorrow. All right, Nick. At the top of the card for WrestleDream
is Eddie Kingston Hook versus TBA.
Is that not on the pre-show as well?
Yes, I know. I was joking. Sounds like a joke.
So Eddie Kingston, like the heart and soul type guy, is now with. They don't even announce their opponent. They're getting a job match.
Does it have to be Big Cass and Brian Keefe?
I hope not. I mean, again, we've been there.
Wasn't that the?
Why would it be TBD?
That's what started those two together, though.
Yeah, why would they announce TBD and not just say the Learning Tree or whatever the fuck they call it?
Surprise, and the whole thing's been shit.
It's Chris Jericho. He's back.
I'll become. But yes, main show that we'll be coming into is Tekla versus Jamie Hayter.
We probably won't talk about this a whole lot, but both these women need a big win, Nick.
It's got to be halfway setting up the Women's Blood and Guts that's happening in November.
Yeah, because they've been teasing that for sure.
I'm going Tekla. Tekla needs a win. I love me some Hayter. The Hayterade's gone sour. It's gone stale. It's fermented at this point. I feel she came back on a pre-show. She hasn't gone back towards the world title. She's out here just looking like Daphne from Scooby-Doo all the time.
Mm-hmm.
I love me some Hayter in the ring. This is going to be a good match. And overall, I think WrestleDream is going to be a good show. Pay-per-views, AEW always does well. They've actually only got 8 matches on the main show, 4 on the pre-show. So don't say anything too loud and he won't book any more matches.
It's perfect. Good job, Tony.
If he can pull this around together, because again, this might be a thrown together card. But but I'm taking Tekla for the win.
I'll go against you. I'll go Hayter. I still think this can be a really good match if they don't muddy it up. Like if you get Julia and Sky Blue running around and then Hayter's friends, whoever they might be, I'm not even sure, as far as trying to build to this blood and guts, and it takes away from the match, I'm going to be a little bit disappointed just because I think these two women are super talented. I like Tekla a lot. She could win. She needs the win. Hayter needs the win as well. I'm going to go Hayter on this one.
Wouldn't this be a great TBS women's title match or a women's world title number 1 contendership match? Dude,
don't start me on that one. Don't start me on that one.
I mean, we've already done a 20 solid just on Andrade. What's another 20 more?
I've been breaking news. Tekla can talk. Yes, she can.
She's a fantastic, and she's also actually an artist. Like my boy Lee Moriarty. Shout out Pittsburgh, the greatest, Ring of Honor champion in wrestling for life history. Yeah.
There you go. What's the chat saying? 63% of the chat going with you on Tekla. To me, this one's a coin toss. I think either woman needs it. The only reason I think Tekla is a little bit okay to lose over Hayter is that she still kind of has the faction. So maybe she takes the L, but the faction jumps Hayter after the fact. I don't know. But both women kind of need a win. And I think these are two women, like you said, that could be awesome for your TBS title picture, except right now it's being held hostage.
Yeah, well, MDB out here saying, come on, get him started. Come on, baby, light my fire. But to me with this, because you've got Willow and Harley Cameron and this and that already going on the other card and everything, that you've already taken up some of that babyface team. Like, so who comes out and helps Jamie Hayter? Queen Aminata? I think because you have the Toxic Triangle, though, that's what helps Tekla actually win the match.
That makes
Not saying she needs it, and I think it'll be a great match. Probably the best. Yeah, Staten Tony. I was gonna say, would it be the best women's match on the card?
Staten and Tony can be maybe a very, very, very good match. If Tekla and Hayter can give them a run for the money and it doesn't get too messy, we're going to get blessed with two very good women's matches on this card. And that hasn't happened in a while because recent pay-per-views have had Mercedes and whoever is next on her checklist. This is two legitimate matches that I'm very excited about. Remember, folks, we might have issues, but I'm very excited about what I just said. I think both those matches are going to be good.
I am excited about watching a lot of the matches on this show. And that is the nicest thing I can probably say about this show.
Fair enough. Now, speaking of not excited, I am not excited for this match at all.
You're not excited for that?
No, can't do it. Why is 50K on the line again? Why is it random matches? Can somebody explain why some matches? Imagine, why isn't Thekla and Hayter for 500,000? You don't think one of those ladies could use it? Why?
Because misogyny. That's why. That's what people will say. It'll be, sexist of you. The women gotta work for their money,
right? Like, is this like some extortion thing that you only make the money matches for your VPs who aren't really VPs anymore?
The Young Bucks have a gambling problem. They had 50K the last time that they won because Moxley gave it all to them because it only costs so much to buy white Hanes shirts.
Right.
And then they gambled it away, and so now they've got to hit up Tony for another 500K of Tony. I'm in deep with the bookie here. I gambled on the Bills the last time against the Falcons. I'm down bad here.
Right. Our championship match is worth more. Like, if you win a belt, is it just here's your belt and just winning the belt's enough, or do you get $1 million for winning a championship match? Like, these money, just leave it off. The Young Bucks
are a really old school tactic though of kind of having like a winner's purse kind of stipulation to a match.
I guess. I mean,
well, it's like old school. If anything,
you like win a fucking
territory day. Yeah, who won the pony?
1962 Thunderbird if you fucking win the match tonight. Like, or you
it's
win
a hands on the car match.
Yeah. I just don't get it. And I think for my money as a fan, just leave that off. Just Jurassic Express are gonna fight the Young Bucks in a grudge match. We don't know why really it's that much of a grudge match, but in a grudge match. That's all it needs. It doesn't need the money. Makes no sense.
100%. And thank you for confirming my own, thoughts of I'm not the only one alone here. Of I don't fully understand why this is a grudge match. Like, why does Jack Perry hate the Bucks when he's out there widowing his wood? But it's one of those. Okay, I'll go with it. I love and I'll chant along with that. You want to get the Bucks on here, fine, but it doesn't need the money stipulation. I don't fully understand why it's a grudge match, but fine, I'll watch it.
Yeah, now, if you're a fan of the high spots, if you're a fan of the flips, and again, I can almost break down every move you're going to see from the Bucks. We see them every time. If the Bucks can surprise me, we're going to see a Meltzer driver. We're going to see the silly string move. We're going to see that assisted, the hang them on the top rope, power bomb combo. We're going to see them jump over the ropes. We're going to see the one Buck jump up to the turnbuckle and then jump onto the floor. We like the Bucks matches are so rinse and repeat. After 5 years, they do nothing original. They do nothing like new. I'm not excited for this match at all. It's probably my least excited out of all of them.
I'm excited for the song. And I know, and I take the piss at times, even though with Jack Perry, the scapegoat thing to me should have been the best with it. I don't know what we're doing with Luchasaurus fully with this. It's still, again, if the story was a little bit clearer, and I know that it's the whole, or I guess allegedly because they just left him out there to, take the fall for whatever, but it's still, these are the same guys that did the Meltzer driver to Tony together. So I don't know why they really don't like each other. If that was a little bit more dialed in, I might care about this match a bit more.
Yeah. And then again, I think similar to the Edge and Christian situation is they got themselves in a pickle, and instead of being creative, I know it's a stretch. I love Song, Nick.
I love Song.
But you brought back Luchasaurus to have to be on a team with Kip Sabian, and you instantly killed his return. The man collapsed in the back of AEW, and you bring him back to eat an L. And then his next match, he ate an L. And then his next match, and then his buddy showed up. They don't, like, again, it's messy. It's messy. I like Luchasaurus. I like what Jack Perry can do. And I don't like the Bucks because they're grown-ass men that act like children. I struggle.
This feels very 2020 AEW to me, and not in a good way.
Yeah.
This feels very much Daly's place. We're out there again. All we're missing is him riding out on Luchasaurus at this point.
Yeah. Marco Stunt come back on Saturday.
That's who's been hiding in the fucking satchel there, the holster on his side.
Yeah, 100%. And like MDB said, all right, like it echoed everything I said. It's just, when was the last time the Bucks did something you said, oh, they've never done that before? They've been doing the same shit since 2016.
Well, who do we think's going to win this match?
I love Song. You got it. You're gonna go. I can't pick the Bucks. I'm going with you. Jungle Express win this one. Actually, you know what? The Bucks are going to cheat to win. There's going to be something stupid, and the Bucks win it.
They need that fixed. They need that $500K.
Yeah, I mean, again, reasonable booking would make you think that the returning tag team, one of the biggest babyface tag teams you had to start this company, you give them the win. But if you're going to go,
are you going to continue to work Jurassic Express as a tag team? Is this now your tag team division?
You need a tag team division. Listen, I talked earlier about FTR, and again, I felt kind of sad when, whether he meant it or not, when Dak says, I'm trying, brother, you feel like, man, you're right. You got to watch the Young Bucks and Jurassic Express on the pay-per-view, and you're going to have a nothing match on TBS up against your own preview show. That's insane. That's insane.
And honestly, FTR versus Jet Speed will probably be a better match than this.
That's, again, dear Booker, I wrote you, but you still ain't calling.
Like, what is that? Well, like that was the video. Was kind of like, dear Dax, I wrote you, but you still ain't calling.
Dark State reminds me of Giant Hand from the Cabin in the Woods. Oh,
I like how just everyone's like, Dark State. Nick, yes, no. I'm sorry, Jonathan, I don't get fully the reference, but yes, still, no, Dark State. I'm hoping that this WrestleDream doesn't put me in a dark state.
No, and again, it should be exciting. We can, we've talked about it before, and we've seen people in the chat. If we can focus on just what's in front of us right now, it's going to be okay. No, I lied. Let me correct myself. 65% going with Jungle Express, 35% going with Young Bucks. Again, kind of a tough one to call.
Fair enough. I thought you were going right into talking about this match with a sit. I heard sit and was going for 6-man. But right. Yeah,
I'm excited. Are you?
Yes and no, because okay. I feel like we've seen variations of this match, once a week for about almost 2 months now.
Yes.
Like I've seen almost every connotation of this. Yeah. And honestly, more often than not, the better matches they have are on TV than on the pay-per-views.
Yeah, and the better moments are when just MVPs are laying waste to people outside of the ring, but during a match. I'll put it this way.
Mm-hmm.
If I didn't tell anybody out there, if you could hear my voice right now, if you didn't know the name of the company, the name of the wrestlers, and I just told you this, we're going to have a match. And it's going to be a street fight. We'll put it on a pay-per-view. We're going to take 3 guys from this group and 3 guys from this group, and they're going to have a street fight. And then a week and a half later, they're going to have a tag team match where one of each team sits out. And then a few days later, we're going to just have a straight-up trios match. Wait. Does that sound like I put it in the right order?
Oh, for 100% sure. I'm not at all. I hadn't even thought about this. I'm more of just for a company in that we don't do rematches. Boy, howdy, is this the definition of rematches?
This is the only group that fucking MVP is willing to work with. They're calling their shots.
Oh, that whole story. We don't work with people. We hurt people, but we don't work with people. There's been no viable challengers laid before the Hurt Syndicate. They have been so much relegated since they've dropped the belts.
Right.
I love Gates of Agony. I'm a big fan of Bishop Khan, Toliona. I want to see more from Big Man and everything. I think I would have liked to have seen him versus Bobby in a singles match. Khan versus Shelton in a singles match, building up all the way to where we culminate with the trios and everything like that. Could you even see actually get an MVP match on TV? Because at this point, I mean, Ricochet, Christ, we were here yesterday, and I thought he was one of the production guys slapping somebody of like, you're in the wrong fucking shot, move, when he was trying to interfere in the match.
Mm-hmm. And I've given Ricochet a hard time, but I mean, I like Ricochet. I like his heel work. I like him with being this asshole with these two bigger guys that he kind of hides behind. But every time we see the demand, they're getting their ass whooped by these guys. And that's not how this should be. And I mean, going into WrestleDream, again, why would you have a normal trios match when last month on the pay-per-view, you had a street fight? Like, that's not an escalation. That's a de-escalation. What are we going to do on the next World's End? We're going to have a conversation. The fuck are we doing? We go
if it's like Statlander and Tony Storm, then it'll still end up in a confrontation in the ring. Speaking of a de-escalation, has been Ricochet de-escalated from wrestler to manager with all of this?
No. I think no.
Yeah. He's out there on commentary. His feud, he lines up in this feud with MVP, who has not actually had, to my recollection, a singles match in AEW, and is the Hurt Syndicate's manager.
You're kind of right, and he keeps getting beat up by MVP. It's fucking nuts.
Got the fucking rings knocked out that boy.
And in his defense, like Ricochet to me right now, I mean, if you ran Ricochet at Adam Page and then had him go on Twitter and troll Adam Page's fans the way he trolls other people, he would be booed out of the fucking building. And at least Ricochet can wrestle. Ricochet's not going to give us a shitty match. He's found a niche where he's a heel, a big heel. But I mean, I don't know. He's going to lose to the Hurt Syndicate. It sucks.
We've seen the Ricochet you speak of before, and that was Ricochet versus Swerve when they were out there throwing toilet paper at him and everything like that. That Ricochet has come and gone. That Ricochet's been flushed down the drain.
No, he's still there, man. He's out there.
No, he's just a dookie out there floating in this fucking punch bowl of a match out here.
Yeah, I mean, but that to me, like I said to Dax, is it the booker? Like, if you have this guy that's gaining a natural heat for just being a dickhead,
is it actual heat or is it just I'm sick of you?
It depends.
Go away. I don't want to see you. I'd rather see the Gates of Agony.
But he's with them.
Yeah. So just keep your ass over there. Just let them do shit.
You gotta. I mean, I think you gotta give Ricochet some.
Are you clamoring for what's a Ricochet match you're clamoring for right now?
Oh, there's a list of Ricochet matches I'd love to see, especially if he's a better heel than MJF in 2025 by a mile. It's not even a close.
I should fly to Canada and kick your ass.
It's not even close. Where is anybody see Maxwell? Somebody find Maxwell for me.
Because he was smart enough to know he needs to sit there and step back and recalibrate.
Ricochet's doing Maxwell better than Maxwell's doing Maxwell.
No, he's not doing Maxwell. Don't you dare even invoke that name.
He's on Twitter every day, getting fans like myself to rage and want to fight him. And people are so mad at him. And then he goes to the arena and people want to boo him. Nobody even gives a fuck when MJF shows up to work. Yeah, he's here again. Let's hear him throw a temper tantrum. Ricochet's legitimately a better heel than MJF in 2025. And he's getting no booking.
He is not a better heel. I will never allow that. That is heresy in this. I will not allow hateration and holleration in this chancery. No.
Right?
He's a really good. He fits in fully with the sickos and that way of just being a Twitter troll and everything. If that's your level of heat, yeah, but that's not what MJF did to get heat and everything. He was just a genuine asshole. Right. He was at one point literally the devil, and then they just completely ruined that whole gimmick. I don't care what. Just MDB is the only one agreeing with you. I don't care what he has to say.
I'm just saying it's a good point of like MJF has little to no reaction. At least right now. Ricochet, even today, Ricochet was fucking with people. It was hilarious. Everybody talking about all
because he has nothing else better than you. Imagine if you will, Samantha Irvins your missus. And dear, hold on. I can hear your single in a minute. I gotta sit there and respond to eggshell emoji 5647 after as he said I suck on Twitter. That's Ricochet.
But Ricochet is more than that, man. He is literally just rage baiting people, and people can't help but oh yeah, like even when they go after Javon and everybody freaks out, and I was one of them of the fuck is wrong with this guy? And then I realized he's having a ball doing this shit. He fucking with everybody.
Ricochet is the dark state of AEW.
Get the fuck out of here. He is a highly talented dude. I'd love to see him do more, but let's
Hi, Trevor.
Is he gonna lose?
Yes, I hope so. At this point, I can't pick him to win. I just went on a whole 5-minute rant about Trevor, so I can't be one of those of picking him to win. And do we need to just end this though? Again, the point remains, regardless of whether the order's right or anything. I agree with your sentiment on that. But we've seen this match. We've seen this match, and we've seen every iteration of this match. At this point, I've seen the director's cut, the Zack Snyder cut. I've seen the 4K, the IMAX version, everything.
Yeah, this is a tornado trios match. So
which is a street fight.
It's a fucking street fight. It's a fucking street fight. Are you fucking kidding me?
I'm glad we came full circle. We came back around like a tornado with that one.
They don't even advertise it. It just says trios match.
No, they don't even advertise it. We can advertise 500K, but tornado street fight, no.
Why is it a fucking street fight?
Exactly.
In a different name. This company, AEW.
When they invented the street fight and the tornado tag match and the 500K match.
And the concession stand brawl and all the good stuff.
Anarchy in the Arena, blood and guts.
Fucking help me, Rhonda.
She'll put you in an armbar.
Hurts to be GOA. Hurts to be GOA. That's punny.
To be square?
I think the dilemma is, okay, Ricochet and GOA win, then what? The Hurt Syndicate win, then what? I don't know where they go from here.
Away from each other in the opposite direction as far as you can.
Nick could have the whole fucking roster sitting on the bench.
No, I don't. No, we just need to fucking reshuffle the dice out here. I don't fuck the board game. Pack it in. We're just gonna restart this shit over again.
Right.
Well, trust me, when we get to certain matches here, we definitely need to just start reshuffling shit.
Yeah. We're going to talk about it. Next up, speaking of tag teams, which, I mean, it would be amazing if the Hurt Syndicate were a tag team, GOA was a tag team, and then you wouldn't have Brodito doing stupid shit like this. But Brodito taking on Okada and Take.
Which was part of, by the way, for anyone who was concerned as to what was the main event of Dynamite Collision last night. Take this match and just add in Mark Briscoe and Kyle Fletcher. That was the main event.
Why would you do that?
It wasn't even advertised. Out
of everything, they advertised 8 matches, 2 segments, and they didn't advertise the main event of a 3-hour special.
Because they figured everyone would have been ran off
and they were right.
As we were. But
we are the most dedicated, insane wrestling fans, and we gave up.
Yeah, and I think I kind of give up with this match of Brodito wins. I'm hoping the injury stuff that's been around with him still isn't true or anything.
I don't know.
So why would you put the tag titles on Okada and Takeshita right now when they're about to feud? So what, they can be the 2-man power trip and have 4 titles and everything.
Tag titles, I will puke live.
You go because you'll have IWGP World Heavyweight Champion Konosuke Takeshita and Continental Undisputed. Does he have technically 1 or 2 or 3 belts right now with 4. Okada? Well, and you have everything that we saw last night of tour. He cuts off the pre-tape video from Takeshita.
Yeah.
Is this 2-man power trip of they have all the belts?
They hate each other. And look, people are saying I'm wrong. Like, my assumption is Takeshita and Okada are not going to get along, and this leads to Takeshita versus Okada. If they take the strap off Brodito and give it to these two,
Bandito's really injured?
then Bandito must be. But you can, again, this is what we're going to do? Really? I thought we were setting up a fight between Okada and Takeshita.
Well, I agree with that. I was just trying to give a halfway excuse of why this could happen. Of Bandito's actually hurt. But yeah, is it, like I said, that 2-man power trip of Austin and Hunter of like, I hate you, but I have to work with you kind of thing.
I guess if they were vegetables, like
I'm not saying as far as in ring or anything. I'm just concept on principle. I'm trying to build bridges to where there isn't a safe landing spot at the other end of the bridge.
I'll eat a fucking stick of butter live if they fucking win.
Whoa, now.
Like, that is fucking nuts. Why would you do this? Why, again, if Bandito is legitimately hurt, maybe you have a bit of an out. But Okada and Takeshita have been at each other's throat for weeks. So why is this not, you got a pay-per-view? Why are they not paying off the issues between Okada and Takeshita at the pay-per-view? We're going to drag it out.
Because this has gone too quick, and this is not enough. They didn't have enough runway to stick the landing with this, because we even just saw last night to where they had, Callis's birthday celebration, and then Okada turns off the video. Oh, I'm sorry, bitch. Yeah. Okada is just Michael Scott from The Office. I've just realized this more and more. But would you bet a Bean Boozled on that Takeshi and Okada won't win?
I will 100% eat. I have them here still in my desk.
Yeah, I have them right here. Yeah.
I will eat a fucking stink bug, a fucking wet sock, a dirty Band-Aid if fucking Okada and Takeshita win this match. To me, the booking is screaming for Okada and Takeshita to fight. And you know what would be amazing? Takeshita just runs away from the Callis family. Takeshita is the one guy that breaks free from the cult.
Stay golden, Pony Boy.
Yeah, like, I'm out. I'm gonna go.
Now, does he have to fight Don Callis, like the No Quarter Catch crew, to where they had to fight Dempsey to get their freedom?
I'd happily watch that.
Oh, and drop him on that fucking phallus head.
Takeshita is one of the best pro wrestlers, arguably, in the world. Like, he, as far as strong, good talent that can go in that ring, give you a good match. And he is being so held back by all this Don Callis shit. Okada hasn't given us a good match in 5 years. Someone tell me the last good Okada match, and I will tell you you're lying.
Before he signed with AEW.
Yeah, good luck. Yeah, I mean, yeah, with
New Japan.
Yeah, maybe a Kenny match at WrestleDream 1819, whatever the fuck.
Wrestle Kingdom, you asshole.
Whatever, I don't give a shit. But again, even if you do get to Takeshita versus Okada, it's going to be a shit match because Okada is garbage.
Is it one of those, though, to where, and again, it just feels like constantly, maybe this time we'll get old Okada back just for a glimpse of it's like seeing Michael Jordan in a Wizards jersey and hoping that he'll still put up 45 one night or something. But maybe when he has a match with Takeshita, especially now he's the new IWGP champion, I'll put that belt over even because I'll put you over. But I clicked on Jose, but why isn't Okada defending his belt on this show?
Yeah, I don't know. Okada doesn't defend his belts, and actually, Richard made me think, and this will be fucking nuts. The Continental Classic comes back around. Okada's got to win a tournament to defend his title, which is stupid. And then Takeshita gets put. So the finals of the Continental Classic will be Takeshita and Okada, and Takeshita finally gets his dub. Which, again, you might as well take the Continental Classic and roll that down the fucking hill because it now becomes nothing if that's what you choose to do.
That thing hasn't been something almost since the first time they rolled it out.
Right. Yeah, Fallon Henley might be injured. I did see that going around the internet today.
Don't say
Due to
that.
a soul snatcher didn't go correctly. Oof.
Oh, between and I know we're going to talk about all of that when we're here at 7:30 Eastern Standard Daylight Savings Time for SmackDown tomorrow. But Jacob Fatu out, Fallon Henley out. The injuries are starting to pile up. The bodies are piling up. So it's going to get interesting real fast.
Well, again, when people talk about we have a depth to our roster, it will be tested when you get hurt. Who can step in and do whatever Jacob was going to do? Who do they have that's going to, Fallon to me is a less of a worry because I do think we'll be okay. But some of the bigger names, we saw it was Swerve. Go ahead.
Sorry, I was just going to say, but you also just got rid of Jasmine out of around Fatal Influence. So now that whole thing's almost floating.
They didn't get rid of her. She left.
Well, either way, I digress.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. The next match on the docket, I don't even know what to make of this. I love Mark. I love Kyle. So thank you for coming and doing another job, Mark. I think this doesn't take a whole lot of debate.
No, but I'm really excited to watch this match. This
Any
is
chance that Briscoe wins?
No. I was even going to try and come up with some sort of smart ass analogy and everything, but it's just no. If it is, it's a shock, moment. It is a hero's victory and everything, but no, Kyle Fletcher's the proto star. To quote a Brian Alvarez talking about other people, he's the now, not the future. So
could Mark Briscoe beat Kyle Fletcher, then Kyle Fletcher go after Adam Page?
That we just had it all out. We don't do rematches.
I'm not quite sure why this match, and they're tacking numbers onto like meaningless matches, like Kyle Briscoe 5. Like,
can anyone name the other 4?
Fuck me. But
no, you're not my type.
Lies. Briscoe, I love Briscoe. It feels like he's being fed to Fletcher, and there's going to be shenanigans, as Chambers is pointing out. And Fletcher shouldn't need shenanigans to beat Mark Briscoe. They should just have a really good match with no interference, and Fletcher can win. I'm good with that.
And I'm hoping that's what happens, because there is still the potential. We saw it with Hangman Adam Page. Well, granted, he didn't win, but had a really good match with no interference. So we know what Kyle can do. I'm excited to see this match. I don't care if it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, or 9. But this to me is going to be one of the better matches of the night.
Yeah, and Mark Briscoe doesn't often fail to entertain us. The fans love Mark. I think if the right push and the right angles and the right love was behind Mark, we would be all for it. But I don't think anyone believes that this is Kyle Fletcher is going to lose unless something insane happens. Like Takeshita kicks Kyle Fletcher's head off and Mark capitalizes and gets a win.
Do we get color in this match before we get color in the I Quit match?
Probably. We're probably going to get...
I was going to say, that might be a prop bet, if anything.
Yeah, we're probably going to get fucking blood in the fucking street fight that we're having.
Oh, no.
People talk...
Unless it be... Well, scissors. Shit.
Yeah, like that's the laziest of booking. We're running back the same match back-to-back pay-per-views. We just changed the name. That is...
Well, even then, so you're going to have a street fight, essentially, just under a different, alias, before you get an I Quit match. That at this point, and we'll talk about it, what are they going to have to do to have that? But we'll get there.
We're both going Fletcher, slam dunk.
Fletcher, slam dunk, any up. But I still think that has the potential still to be match of the night.
Yeah. And I'm with you, bro. Like, we love the Briscoes, we love Mark. And we really think, like, I really do wish there was something better with Mark. He's a guy that sells tickets for you. He's the type of guy that I would pay money to go see him live if he mattered.
But he has that ship sailed at this point. He's still just kind of floating-ish. He's still so good that as much as he's been jobbed out, he's still floating. He's still riding on all that love.
Mm-hmm. Fair enough. All right, big one. Tony Storm, Chris Statlander. Chris Statlander's first big pay-per-view title defense. Might be actually your first title defense, period.
Yes, sir.
Maybe not, actually, now that I think about it. But Tony, Stat, I think this is going to be a great match. Again, if they don't muddy it and they just let these women work, this could be a phenomenal match. And I do think Chris Statlander retains.
I agree with you on all points on that. With if Tony wins it back here, then you just really just wasted everything with Stat and just really shown at that point, we're not going to trust you with the belt because or whatever. We're not ever going to go with you as a champion because you gave her the belt and then turned around and instantly pulled it off of her after she gave up the TBS title so Monet can go beat 10, 12, whatever fucking belts a day. So if I'm Chris Statlander, if I'm booked to lose this match, then they don't fucking believe in me at all at this point, respectfully, because they're going to give it right back to Tony, who's going to do the same old thing she was doing. I wonder if this is the end of the timeless Tony Storm.
I don't know if it's fully the end, and I think over the last while we've seen like she's still timeless Tony, but it's evolved a little bit, and
she's getting what chanted now, and everybody cried because she got what chanted.
It's so funny. I believe that Stat beats Tony, but Stat's only keeping that belt warm for Ultimo Monet. That's what I think is at foot. Why?
I think I'm gonna be sick. No. Honestly, I want to see Stat. And again, you and I have talked about, well, yeah, it's cool she won the world title, but it was in a fatal 4-way. Now it's straight up one-on-one with the former champ.
Needs to win.
Batten down the hatches. This should show up because that's what the show's about. And this, to me, should solidify Stat. And I don't think Monet goes out. I know we can all kind of see that train coming down the tracks, but I'm hoping that she doesn't go after that world title because she knows that's the biggest expose, the biggest. You can't, take over both divisions and just logjam them all because then you can't be about that. No, because then you can't be about the women's wrestling. If you're holding back all the women's wrestling.
She only gives a fuck about one person in wrestling.
I know, but you can't put the lie out there anymore. The lie gets exposed.
It's already exposed.
Oz had the curtain pulled back at that point.
This is all about her. She has buried the AEW women division. She held it hostage. She's currently holding it hostage.
Why no one picking Chris Statlander to win this and just have a generational run for the next 72 years as AEW Women's World Champion?
As I believe still 70, no, that's 73 picked Fletcher. 69% took Stat. What are the odds? Tony getting 31%. So either way you spin it, it's a pretty good time.
Yeah, but that's interesting that kind of shifted and pivoted normally it feels like it would be the other way.
Normally, yes. But I do think that Stat's the new fresh champion. The idea that she's just going to hand that belt back seems crazy. I agree. I got Stat in this one. I think this is the moment. I told you last night when we were here, I would have had Stat almost win at All In. And I really have, or All Out. And I really have the fans like chomping. Oh, shoot, they should have given it to her. Oh my God, they should have given it to her. So when they get to WrestleDream, the fans you get a huge pop for her beating Tony Storm because she was this close last time.
I agree with you, but to me, I don't mind the way that they've kind of done that almost, but pivoted it because to me, I think, like I said, this is getting the dying days, the end days of timeless Tony Storm. And so now this is why she's questioning who she is, what am I, all of this. So this might be to where the facade slips. She has to go away, comes back with something. I'm interested to see where she pivots out of this, but I like that it's made Tony seem vulnerable with this because before she's been a world beater. No, anybody else, even Mariah May, we were like,
Well,
Tony's winning.
in a lot of cases, you're not wrong, and I agree with that. And no matter what way we got here, half of one, six a dozen the other.
Right.
You're right. I mean, this is a chance for Tony to put over Stat carry the division for a little bit. But it's up to the booker. If you continue to try and make Mercedes feel bigger than your women's world title, it's really confusing to your fan base. It's really confusing to the audience. You got to make it make sense. And again, people are trying to figure out why one of your worst wrestlers are getting booked like one of your best wrestlers. And you have women like this that can really deliver. People asking about Athena. She came up just to do her job. She took her L's and now she went back down. You shit all over that woman's run.
Give me Stat versus Athena. Give me, Galaxy versus Galaxy. Give me Minions versus, Lizard Lady.
Fair enough. All right. So you're going Stat. I'm going Stat. The chat's going Stat. And now we get to what I believe co-main event.
This has to be, if sensible minds would make this the main event, even though I know we have a world title, because how the fuck do you follow this up? Because I don't even know how you end this.
Maybe you make it the main event and like there's cops and like it looks like the fucking closing scene from Die Hard where just everyone's everywhere and all the
John Mox out there. Yeah. Tony Khan ain't got shit on me.
Right. Darby walks out.
I'm open cases on all your ass.
Right. Oh, fuck. First about this match. How did you feel about the like I saw a lot of people really liked the whole prison thing. I get it. And they're comparing it to like Batman Joker. And they're like, this is awesome. I didn't think it was awesome.
Maybe we were live talking about it and people comparing it to Tony D'Angelo talking to Joe Coffey in the fucking prison in NXT. Yeah. And again, why are we in a prison? Why are we in solitary confinement? Where's the fucking security? I have way more questions than I have answers to anything in this fucking segment.
Is that a cell phone ringing? What is happening?
Again, we end the segment like, again, what they envisioned was you can do the Moxley voice of that this is, but they envisioned Batman and Joker. They envisioned that this is, the scene from The Equalizer. Now we can do this the easy way or we can do this the hard way. The choice is yours. And it was so cinematic and so trash at the same time.
Mm-hmm. And I think, okay, let's say they do this scene and they do that like back and forth, where again, kind of typical and indicative of Moxley is we got to keep going, we got to keep pushing. So instead of just being like, I will see you Saturday, and Mox walks off, and we're all like, oh, this could be good. Next thing, the door pops open, and there's Pac just shoving his fucking face off the glass. And we're like, shit. Then we have a segment later. Darby got out of jail. Why was he in jail and then just walked out? And now he's here staggering. And
I've never seen two people, actually technically three people, voluntarily put themselves in jail. And still, again, I think Tony Khan, John Moxley, or somebody's just watched Sons of Anarchy and got to about the point to where they're in prison and Opie says, I got this, and I'm not spoiling the rest of it. But yeah, where Pac shows up and just instantly assaults the man and everything. Again, if I was watching Days of Our Lives, that's a better visual. If I was watching Batman and the Joker, fine, make me believe Darby Allin's the goddamn Joker because Moxley does the Batman voice if he did fucking other things. But
so just to answer Steve Money's question real quick. So again, if you remember the week before when he had the Molotov cocktail and the tasers, the cops showed up and they took him away. So I guess the story is he spent a week in jail up until Collision last night. He just walked out like, I'm free, bitches. Like, what are we done?
And I don't know how many people have actually been in a situation like that or anything. A, it's not that dark in mood lighting. B, there's a whole lot other people around and everything. Yeah, right. Well, and even then, so what are we this is GTA of now we can just with a Molotov cocktails. Did Darby have 5 stars? Is that why he got arrested?
Yeah, right. So the question becomes with all this and like MDB said it, the last Darby Mox match put him to sleep. I was very critical That coffin match was atrocious. I thought it was slow. I thought it was boring. It looked like two dudes wrestling in the mud. It was not a good match. It was not good by any standards. To me, one of the worst matches of 2025. I don't know that this match is going to be any better. And I also don't know that, like, Darby can't quit. Technically, Moxley could quit and then sell us on, I didn't really quit. Blah, blah, blah. But how do you end this match, Nick? You asked this last night.
I 100. I'm looking straight at everyone that is watching us right now. So even if you clip this, whatever, 100%, I do not understand how you can end this match like in any sensible fashion. We have literally had Molotov cocktails, pepper spray, mace, tasers. We have had caskets, body bags, plastic bags, flamethrowers, bug sprays, and lighters. We have had body bags. We have had literally, the list goes on. We have had boards with nails stuck in them. We have had thumbtacks. We have had gummy bears. We have anything and anything of a fucking weapon you could ever fucking think of. Again, this is goddamn Grand Theft Auto. Outside of, I don't want to say it to be offensive, but outside of like a goddamn crucifixion or an explosion, I don't know how you fucking end this match.
If John Moxley says I quit, then everything he sold us for the last handful of years goes up in smoke as far as I'm concerned.
And I don't buy that because it feels like we're ramping up the Death Riders when they should be on life support.
Yeah, but they're not, and they're adding members. Somebody mentioned Gabe Kidd got dragged by a truck. Another part of this fun story. We just forgot about that motherfucker. They dragged him out into the desert.
Well, because he's a New Japan wrestler, and you know how AEW likes to use New Japan wrestlers. Does Darby Allin join the Death Riders?
How? Mid-match?
I mean, what is the outcome of if Darby loses?
Is it like the finger poke of doom?
Well, no, I'm saying, what if Darby loses? Like, what's next then? Like, again, does he just have to become, John Moxley's, stable boy or something? Like, what is the outcome of any of this? If Moxley loses, it should be the end of the Death Riders. I don't think that that's coming, so I'm getting very concerned that Darby loses, and then what?
If Darby says I quit, you might as well. He's done. Like all this.
What if they do the Rock Mankind of they record him of he said it in a promo and then play it?
That is fucking lame. Know why? You just
said, I know, but yeah.
The Rock. It's the same thing when we talk about the Ultimo Dragon stuff, and I kind of pass by it because I want to move on. But overall, I think AEW is not spending enough time sitting around coming up with original shit they can do. They
invented everything. They invented everything.
New Japan did this once upon a time. Ring of Honor did this once upon a time. ECW did this once upon a time. What AEW needs to do some shit and figure it out. They are so painted into a corner with this one. Darby has to win, but I don't know. And I'm going to go Darby because I think you kill the kid if he doesn't.
I mean, do you almost feel like that might be the way he wants to go out? I mean, because, at this point, I implore everyone. I know I joke and everything. I am being literally as dead serious as I can be right now. I do not know how they end this match. They have escalated this so far to an unrealistic level that at times the segments feel like fucking parodies of wrestling. They feel like a Mad TV skit because why the fuck would you get to that point? You literally couldn't have the announce team sell that Darby was using mace because they were too busy coughing from the mace he was using. Like, what are we doing? Take your line. What are we doing? You don't want that action. You just talk like you do. Why are we so like this is ramped up to a level that there is no other option outside of nuclear?
Well, that's so, and maybe this should be an option in the voting. Is this going to be a thing where they both, quote unquote, not actually, folks, but figuratively die in front of us? So nobody says I quit. They just both are too out of it. It's a stalemate, folks. We got to move on because both men are hospitalized and dismembered and oh my god, and nobody said I quit. Are they going to do a long drawn out bullshit? We'll just tie.
Do you buy anything to the Death Riders, the Shafirs, the Yutas, and everything, kind of at the end with the whole brawl and everything last night, stepping aside and letting Darby crawl his way to Moxley's feet and everything?
Oh, no. I think that was just symbolism of, this is why I think Darby's going to win, right? Like, you had this big dramatic moment, and I'll be honest, that moment there with Darby crawling out of the tunnel and everybody in the gang whooping his ass when he keeps going, I thought that was really good.
Is that Jesus fucking comparable? And I say all of this fully in jest, and shut up, Michael, because he feels like he's out there having his last supper, but they might literally go full ECW. That might be half the way that they have to end this, of a literal crucifix. Family friendly. And you know what's more family friendly than Christianity? Right. And sit there and do that with a crucifix, because that man went through all of the lashings, all of that, to sit there and beg at that man's feet and plant his flag of he's still ride or die for what he believes. Is Darby Allin about to become AEW Jesus?
Yeah, and I'm time-stamping this one, because if it happens, I'm coming back to this moment where you said it. I'm going back into the future, and we're going to have a
Darby's still alive. He's stuck in 2025, but Darby's still alive.
Does KG to Sting show up? That might be a thing.
I've seen that thrown around of that Mox threatens Sting, like he did with Danielson, to get Darby to
I'll kill Sting.
Say it. Yeah, well, it's MJF of I'll set Mark Briscoe on fire if you don't say I quit.
Yeah, that's
I'll shoot him right now. I swear to God, I'll shoot him right now.
Shoot the hostage. The fuck we doing? Shoot the hostage. What are you doing? Somebody said there's no countouts. No, it's an I quit match. So I don't know where the count out idea came from. No, what I mean is that both guys are so incapacitated that neither is, like, the ref calls it off or the doctor calls it off.
Exploding ring. Do we just get a timer and everything blows up?
Is that Moxley's genius out here? Is nobody can say quit because they're both almost dead.
The Vince McMahon in a limo ending. A genius.
Yeah. They blow up John Moxley. Oh, fuck. Now I'm a ghost.
I'm a ghost.
Officially, who are you taking in this match? I'm going to check on the chat.
For the sake of being difficult, and because I kind of can't walk away from Jesus H. Darby. So John Moxley wins this match by crucifixion.
3 years. First time that's happened. That you've made that call.
Well, it's the first time it seemed like a plausible goddamn call.
It's really true. Like, what do you do? Like,
there's a Hail Mary play, and this is the Hail Mary play.
This is the Hail Mary play. I have to go Darby because, listen, if we've watched Moxley run amok for a year, if Darby beats Moxley, Moxley can survive. The kid got lucky. Whatever, we can move on. But Darby losing this style of match, to me, but he's gonna need backup. It'll probably be Sting's kids,
Apostles,
some random kids from the Toys R Us up the road. Like, he's going to need help. And I got Darby. Darby's got to win this, Nick.
Well, you just said the man's going to need apostles to help him by his side and everything. And to me, though, if Moxley loses, the Death Riders are done. Like, unless there is a big pivot to where either Darby joins or takes over the Death Riders, or something really. But the Death Riders could have ended, like, at minimum 3 months ago,
8
when he lost the world title. And it feels like we've been ramping up since then. We've added Daniel Garcia. We've now gone from a casket match to an I Quit match. It feels like the story that should have died is now back online. We're back online, pal. Here, go ahead.
if this is not the end of the feud, what do they do at the next pay-per-view? Like tightrope on a skyscraper match?
Well, it could be the end of the feud, but not the end of the faction. Because I mean, well, that's the thing is,
But then the
if
feud's
Moxley loses, it's the end of everything. It's the end of the faction. It all goes away.
Darby's
Darby's is with you, and also with
yeah.
you.
And some people I've noticed out there have said that Darby's a bit of a lame duck. Somebody actually commented on one of our things of like, Darby's the problem, not Moxley. Darby's boring, Moxley's amazing. And I was like, wow, like Moxley was so good for so long. Sorry, Darby was so good for so long. Like, as far as like a pure babyface, fans loved him. Have you honestly squeezed all the hype out of this kid?
No, because he's just been sucked into this void so much. Of now he's out there with Molotov cocktails and tasers and everything like that. Oh, buried alive match.
We just go, the Ed Gein match. Let's go.
I'll wear you as one of my coats.
Oh wow.
Well, you said Ed Gein, my guy. So I mean, right. I'm going to go down that avenue.
Goodbye horses. Speaking of horses, next match on the docket.
You had Ask Gamer Girl out there on Twitch, by the way, as we are also on Twitch, and I thought you were calling this poor person a horse.
No, I was moving on to Hangman and his horse. Pause. But I thought that was a lovely transition. But yeah. The main event, maybe the main event. It might not be the main event. Like you said, Darby and Moxley might have to go last just because it's going to require a SWAT team. Hangman Samoa Joe in what I call the petty bitch match of the night. This is going to be a really good match, though. Joe's a pro. I love Joe, one of my faves. Hangman's good. He was my vote of AEW Star of 2024. This is going to be a good match, a good win for Adam Page. I don't think Samoa Joe has a chance in hell, and that's it. But it might be the second last match.
Save a horse, ride a cowboy. Out here with this, save a show, because this feels just so much rushed. Of we don't have a main event, so or a world title feud, so we just kind of got to have one here with this, because it is such a petty issue that started this. It's a nothing feud, a little bit. And you're not gonna sit there and you're now, after Joe's still the trios champion and everything. Yeah. It'd be really weird as him as world champ. You're not gonna turn him.
They love doubling up though,
but you're not gonna turn him heel, and you're not gonna have Hangman drop this title this fast.
No, not yet.
And on one hand, it would be awesome to see Samoa Joe as AEW world champ again, and I think he's the guy that actually would be add the most credence and credibility to it. But now when he's a trios champ that doesn't get defended but once a month at best. We saw the masterclass he did in a promo versus Hangman. This is going to be a good match, but this is all of going to just be a good match. This is going to be all but done and dusted. I expect we get they gentlemanly shake hands or raise hands at the end of this, and Joe goes back to being a babyface in the fucking ops.
Right. Yeah, so maybe even more so why we think that maybe this is why this won't be the actual main event.
No.
Because if it is very much like a really good match, but it goes 25 strong or 20 minutes strong, Page gets a good convincing win without a whole lot of bullshit, because Joe's a guy that, you wouldn't expect the babyface Shibata to be running in to try and screw Adam Page, right? So you do have a really good match. I think this could be one of the matches of the night. MJF cannot cash in. He has to announce.
Which is terrible. Terrible booking.
Ruined it.
Right.
Yeah, people said Jericho could come back. I mean, but I don't know how that helps this. Yeah, this might not even be the main event justifiably.
Because I feel that this was just added so we can have a world title match on the show, because you had nothing else to do. And Joe's a good hand. Joe will have a great match. And you just made some petty like, that's the thing, is this is literally over. Like, if I handed you a Coca-Cola and you spilt it on yourself when I handed it to you,
right?
And you know what? I'll see you in 2 weeks at, WrestleDream.
It's like one of those videos you see online where there's a massive brawl at some fucking theme park, and everyone's like, "What happened?" He's like, "He stepped on my foot." You're like, "What?"
Yeah.
The whole family brawling. Yeah, I don't get it. It's listen, they had to get where they were going. Again, the good news is when it comes time for pay-per-view go time, 9 times out of 10, the show is good. I like the number of matches on this card. I think it's light. I think it's fun. I think there's a lot of opportunity here for it to be really good if they don't Tony it up. But I do think like this match is going to be a good match.
Oh, it's going to be a great match, and I wish I could believe that Samoa Joe is going to win this match, but I can't. That's a bridge I can't get to.
Is it funny that we often see that the WWE is the predictable brand out of wrestling, but I find Tony's booking has been awfully predictable for an awfully long time. When was the last time like a booking decision kind of had us going like I mean, a legit, like not the bad decisions of like, why the fuck's he got a Molotov cocktail? No, but legitimately of like, oh my God, someone just won a title, or oh my God, like maybe someone in the chat can remember, but I don't remember like a holy fuck. Did Samoa, like, did Mark Briscoe just beat Kyle Fletcher? Like, we need some of those moments in this company.
Did Andrade just attack Kenny Omega until his 90-day no-compete clause was invoked?
No, he didn't. That never happened. That was a big.
No, we're redacted. I need to go now. WWE needs me. No.
We have checked the footage, and that particular moment has been missing. So we're sorry. It might have been erased, but yeah.
Right.
Anyway, so that
Hangman wins.
Hangman for sure. 100, 86% of the chat, and it makes you a little sad that Samoa Joe's in a main event spot and he's a 14% chance to win. Like that's not often in Joe's career where you give him no shot.
Well, and would he be the better suited? Like if we're going with who should have won, going back to even I'll compare it to everybody. There was the whole rumor with Drew was going to go over Cody at WrestlePalooza.
Yeah.
If Drew Drew almost feels like the guy who should have gone over almost to a bit. Joe feels like if he wasn't a goddamn trios champ, he should be the guy that goes over.
Yeah, 100%. If Joe wasn't tied up with Hobbs and Shibata and all this other stuff, and he was just literally, if it was old school, like you did something in the back, and maybe it was just like Hangman bumped his shoulder, but Joe overreacts because Joe's a dick all the time. He's that heel, don't fuck around Joe. Then you're kind of with it. But more people thought it was likely that he could beat Roman Reigns than it is believable that he can beat Hangman here. That's incredible.
Because Joe's going to stay a babyface in this whole situation. Yeah. Joe's the trios champion. So you're not going to have your world champion also be a trios champion because that's fucking stupid. And again, Hangman's not bad as their champion and as their babyface. He might kind of over-emphasis a little too much at times in his promos. But this is just a good Hangman match that we're going to get to really solidify him as your champion. That's it. So. Yep. Nothing more. It's going to be a really great match. If you're looking for any depth of story, congratulations. I explained it in a sentence.
Yeah, that was pretty good. And I mean, my only hope is that Tony, like you have like 14 members of the Callis family, and you can pluck one of those to give Hangman a heel to beat up. We have to get babyface Joe.
I would rather take Samoa Joe than Adam Page versus Hechicero.
Mark Hechicero, main event of WrestleDream.
Let's see, Brian Cage. Who else can we name in the Who World Order? Who else is out there?
Lance Archer. Yeah, you got a point. Maybe I barked up the wrong tree there.
Well, it's a big tree, so I'm not surprised you barked at it.
The State of Wrestling with me and Jake goes live at 11, possibly 11:15. Come hang out. Go check out Spaz. He loves this channel. He supports this channel. He gives us so much love. And I feel like at times, you know, he's a very generous gentleman, and we appreciate him. And go check him out, folks. Go give him love.
Well, and I will also, just because he always mentions Jake and everything, and I know
Shout out
Jake's
Jake
as well. So yes, Jake DeMarco. I always go back to the Smack URL. Don DeMarco. But yes, shout out Jake as well. I know Spaz is always here with the super
Jake
chat, but shout out
DeMarco.
Jake. Yeah.
Right, Don Juan out there, all the smoothness. Danhausen comes back, unlikely. If Joe doesn't pull off his nose move, his note move, I'll be. Yeah, I think could. We love that spot.
He just walks away from a buckshot lariat. Oh, just
that would be good. Or like one of those blind
the moonsaults and everything. Yeah.
Just walk out. More toast for Hangman for the world title. Let's go. Roosh.
Well, I guess Michael's out here asking we roosh things to the merch store of saying, when are we getting a Cage Air Ranch t-shirt and a hashtag Nicky Piggy hat?
Nick Picky.
Well, I feel like we need like that old. Does anyone remember before the old, the original Batman movie with Michael Keaton, where he had the Bugs Bunny Warner Brothers catalog advertisement? I feel like we need something like that done for the Wrestling for Life merch store.
Right.
Well, you can't be a Wrestling for Life fan without your Warner Brothers ball cap.
Right.
That's how it feels being an AEW. I mean, you can't be an AEW sicko without your AEW ball cap, without your AEW hoodie.
You gotta get it. You gotta have your swag, folks. No, we appreciate that. And again, I've been saying this for a long time now, but there are things in the works. I'm working on so much. I promise it's coming soon. But that's it. That's the show as it stands right now. Dear Tony Khan, don't add anything. Don't you dare just randomly, especially with no show. Do not do it.
Don't do it.
Don't add. We're good. Let's go.
Don Jesus, may the blood be with you and also with you. What preemptively right now, and again, we can run this back versus when we watch the show. Preemptive rating out of 10. What you think WrestleDream is going to be?
If Tony Khan stays out of his own way and doesn't step on his own dick, this could be easily an 8 out of 10 pay-per-view. My excitement level is a little bit lower than that, but I do think that Tony, Stat, Joe, Hangman, even the trios match, even though we're running it back, Mark Briscoe, Fletcher, if you keep it at 8 and 4 or 5 of those matches are really fucking good, and all the punishment is I got to tolerate an insane, nonsensical Moxley match, that it's going to be a really good pay-per-view.
Do I split the difference and just go with Richard out here and say 7.5 out of 10?
Yeah, pretty much.
Well, going in, I'm at about a 7. I'm hoping that they can get to a 7.5, maybe an 8 out there. Again, I think the I Quit match is going to be your biggest linchpin, because that's the biggest hurdle creative-wise you've got to get over in this whole thing. That's your biggest spectacle on this show.
Yeah,
that's going to make or break it, I feel, at this point.
Yeah, and my fear is we saw at least 2, if not 3 pay-per-views that were strong pay-per-views that Moxley kind of shit on at the end and left a bad taste in our mouth. I hope this is not the case here. And listen, thoughts and prayers, best wishes. I hope that you guys deliver a great match, but I really hope that you don't go too far with this. Be smart. Again, it's entertainment. Nobody needs to really get hurt. But my God, I have no idea what they're about to do to each other.
Is it weird that you've built almost to this point to where if they don't like shoot each other with staple guns and like stab each other with forks and everything, it's a letdown? Or it's like, why has it got to again? Why have we? This ain't a scene. It's a goddamn arms race.
That's the problem. Is you've set the bar so high, and like you said it, is where do you go from here? Right? Like, where do you go from here? At what point is too much too much? And that becomes the question. Is we've seen all this chaos. So how do you top it? Because if you can't top it, then you shouldn't be doing the match. So let's go.
The flamethrower come out.
Yes, there will be fire. There will be fire. If the story, there's been fire involved in this story consistently. There has to be fucking fire. Yeah, Darby just shoots him in the chest with a tank, and Moxley no-sells it. Come on, like Billy Madison.
Well, there's one of the Nepalese that helped Darby climb Mount Everest show up and help him out there and everything.
Right.
Be smart and Moxley in the same sentence. Let's throw our heads back in laughter. Ha 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 ha.
Right. Well, folks, that's the show. That is WrestleDream. We will be here live at 7 o'clock on Saturday for WrestleDream. We will cover both pre-shows, kind of. And we will be here all night long. We know when we start. We don't know when we're going to finish. We are also here for SmackDown tomorrow night, as I find where that little visual went. We are here tomorrow night for SmackDown. Make sure you join us for that. We're looking forward to it back at its regular time, where me and Nick can get some semblance of normalcy. But, Nick, WrestleDream, it's either going to be a dream or a nightmare, and we will find out on Saturday, sir.
Now when you referencing dreams and nightmares, I don't know if I reference Biggie or I start going, hold on, wait a minute. Just when you thought I was just when you thought that Ashton Mott was winning. But yeah, AEW pay-per-views always outkick their coverage. They're an SEC couple. It's always some slobby dude with some 10-piece out there. They do really well. And again, if they don't add any matches to it, hopefully maybe it won't overextend its welcome. I'm just really concerned of where they go with this, because this has the potential to, you want headlines? You want to get nuts? Let's get nuts.
You want to get nuts? We'll get nuts. I love that shit. That's what it feels like. One way or another, folks, the wrestling might suck. We never do. We're here for all the wrestling. We watch more live wrestling than anybody else out there. We're looking forward to it. Go check out all our socials. Right now, they're on and popping. So go check us out on Instagram, on Twitter, on Facebook, on Discord, on Blue Sky, on whatever the fuck. All the things. Go check it out. And other than that, we're, like I said, back tomorrow. Looking forward to SmackDown. And Saturday, our Saturday streams cook, and we're looking forward to it. Tell everyone you can think of. Share our link. Let's blow up Saturday night and jam this stream.
Spread the good gospel of wrestling out there. It was all a dream. And I used to read Word Up magazine, but our shit is real. Our shit is raw. Our shit is authentic. When you're talking about that wrestling, you put it with that full life with it.
See you on the flip side. Come back tomorrow. Good night.